America has a problem.
Pick up another call in the parking lot to Tucson. Are you with me? When I stand with the roof gone, I pull up like Jimmy Neutron. Then you can get on the phone, like you haul, and I know you need to go slow.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everybody is. Hold on, let me pull it up. Oh shit, I ain't even added to the thing. Hold on. I hope everyone is doing good, and I hope you guys are coming to the new channel. If you are not, please sign up to this channel. Please, thank you, please, and thank you. Please. I will not. Good afternoon. I will not be. If you are on my main channel, please subscribe to that channel. Yes, I'll be streaming from both, but we are working towards the main channel to get 1,000 subscribers. I am not monetized on the main channel right now. I will be back monetized in July, but we are working on getting to 1,000 on the other channel. And I'm just gonna I'm gonna wait till Monday, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna my goal is to work on that backup channel to get it to 1,000, and then we'll stream back. So by Monday, I'm giving everybody time. We're gonna work on getting 1,000 on that backup, and then we'll be back to streaming on both. Okay, so I might still do both. I might still have to take a part and stream, however it go. But yeah, I might still keep it on here. I don't know yet. All right, let's get into a little political stuff. There's a lot going on. I know that I had talked about, and I'm gonna talk about it last. That I had talked about basically about how they're trying to draft the kids. We're gonna talk about that last because that's a little lengthy. So Supreme Court is the first since 1950 to reject most civil rights claims involving women and minorities. Although there is an important thing to clarify here, understanding that they were trying to say the headline that Black and brown people are minorities in the U.S. The more correct term would be marginalized. Black and brown people are the global majority, which is a large source of the fear and insecurity that fuels white supremacy and right replacement theory. And this Supreme Court is wanting to ignore true civil rights violations under the pretense of pretending that the white men are somehow being discriminated against. So basically, there's a lot of things. Hey, good afternoon, y'all. There's a lot of things that are affecting the Black and brown communities. They're trying to take away the civil rights. They're trying to target that stuff. So the 5 of them, because Ketanji Brown, let me explain what she does. She can override them, right? She has the more decision of anything. So yeah, she can look and see why, and she can look and understand why more than anybody else if anything is made that is harmful. On top of that, let's get into Marjorie Taylor Greene, Megyn Kelly child. As y'all know, Pam Bondi tries to get out of getting to testify to lawmakers. That's not going to work. And from my understanding, there is a book that they are trying to ban. Shout out to Here's Why Kevin with some of this. There's a book they're trying to ban. A bill advanced in Congress could lead to massive bans in schools across the country under the claim that they sexualize children. So this young lady wrote a book. Her name is Imani, and Blair Imani. And what she did was she made a book explaining there are different types of people in the world for children to understand. So she said that she learned that they're trying to ban her book, Modern Her Story. Contact your rep today. Only that, not only that, um, basically it's to amend it in schools, but you have a woman. Yes. Um, you know, they're trying to, you got a woman on CPA talking about, oh, I want to, have a conversation at the table. If someone would have told me earlier, I would have been a mother at 16. Speaking of that, we're gonna talk about unexpected. I have some deets on unexpected. Y'all just let me know when y'all want to discuss unexpected. I'm gonna ask everybody else when I go live again, and I'm gonna ask everybody else when I go live to the mommy content. If y'all want to talk about unexpected, for the young girl that's 15, they got pregnant by a 12-year-old or 13-year-old. They were messing around when she was 10 and he was 11 or some shit like that. He's 13 now. It's so much going on with that. If y'all want unexpected, let me know and we will talk about it. Trust, we will talk about it. But yeah, so this is the thing of that, how they don't want it in the classroom, but y'all want turning point in our classrooms in Texas, which is crazy. I'm not understanding. Okay, let's get to the bottom of this. So, Kennedy launching a Secretary of Kennedy launching. Wow. Let's go into now. Oh yeah, the war. You have the House Republican blocks the Democrat attempt to pass war power measures. So they're basically saying that Trump can make any decision he wants without anyone. All right, let's go to this. So before I play it, she came up here yesterday or the day before, and she said, well, yesterday, and she said that she don't know Epstein. She was never in any files. She never took a picture with him. She don't know who that man is.
The disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. The individuals lying about me are devoid of ethical standards, humility, and respect. I do not object to their ignorance, but rather I reject their mean-spirited attempts to defame my reputation. Lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. The individuals lying about me are devoid of ethical.
Question. This not you? Hold on. So a lot of people were saying, do you not like your husband? You can't stand your husband. Something going on where you don't like your husband. And I say she must don't like her husband. He sure is. But she say she has no recollection of this man. Lady, who is this? Who is this? Taking a picture with this man. Who is that? Girl, sometimes I understand. We get it. Blink twice. You're tired like everybody else. But girl, you should have just not said nothing. That was no point. You should have just said, well, no comment. He told you to do this. Don't do that no more. Don't waste your time like that no more. Don't you ever do that again. Don't do that no more, honey. Right. Nothing. She said nothing, girl. She just came out here and said that she got nothing to do with him. She don't know him. All this stuff they saying about him not true, and it's a disgrace to pin her with him. But she in the photo with her husband. Plenty of photos. Not only that, I heard Marjorie Taylor Greene, y'all know she quit. I heard her half in it that child, they say They say she looking stressed. Child, we gonna get into the stress people, right? So, she did she say she acknowledged the role she played in today's toxic political landscape, and now she want to make up for it. Green, who is one of the loudest voices demanding justice for the victim of Jeffrey Epstein, worked closely with the Democrats across the aisle to go against the Trump administration. So she put in here about how she agrees and she wants to work with the Democrats to put a stop to all this with this war for nothing nonsense. She just don't understand. She's not understanding. She said there's no easy task given years of deep political divisions between the right and the left on issues both sides are passionate about. For the sake of my children's generation, I'm willing to come together and go to the whiteboard and begin to sketch something new. Oh, Lord. This is hilarious. Excuse me, y'all. We both know the powerful political industrial complex of the Democratic and Republican parties would do anything to stop right and left. True America. Hey, girl, stay over there. Stay over there. They are so, let me tell you something, between her and Megyn Kelly, it's so crazy because they pushed this. You got all these people. We pushed this. We were listening to what people were saying. And now we're going to war. Now we're going to talk about how you hit 18, you getting a text message to your phone. They're pushing for the kids to go to war. Yes. They're trying to get your kids and get people that are 42 years old. It stops at 42 now. Because we don't have nobody. Y'all sat here and y'all let Pete fire all these damn people. All these people in the military. And what? So now y'all calling on the people. What? Hey, Silver Moon. So remind you, she has children that are close to getting to 18, from my recollection, like I do. Yeah. So, exactly. Me too. I know that's right. Me too. Yes, she is. I don't blame you, girl. Me too. For what? These boys are going to training and being, these kids, and they're being sent over there. My friend nephew just went to out and sea in the Navy. And he's in the military. Child. So somebody upset. He called them stupid. We're going to talk about Megyn Kelly. I'm not reading all of this. First of all, he called out Tucker Carlson, Megyn Kelly, Candace Owens been stopped dealing with him, and Alex Jones. He said that they were fighting for him for years, and now they don't want to. Now, Megyn Kelly, which clearly trips me out. Let me pull something up about her. She was on board with him. Candace Owens, I told y'all last year that, pay attention when we were getting was like radicating for him so goddamn hard. You know, Candace stopped and she said why. And Candace been on her podcast doing other stuff. When I started seeing Candace Owens sit here and talk about celebrity blog and gossip going on 2 years ago, I had told y'all that she was shifting the narrative. And I said, get ready, because she's not so passionate with him anymore and she's on their neck. And then you have Little Miss Megyn Kelly, who called people, you know, certain names and said all of this. I'm going to show y'all what she had to say. I'm going to show y'all what she said. She's tired now. And she coming at every celebrity that didn't support him, everybody that had an issue, everyone that was so mad. But look at what she had to say.
Now, as you can imagine, that post did not go over well with the Iranians or with many Americans. I mean, I don't know about you, but I am sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. Can't he just behave like a normal human? I mean, honestly, like the president, 3D, yes, shut up. Fucking shut up about that shit. You don't threaten to wipe out an entire civilization. We're talking about...
Wait a minute, but you was on board with a lot of stuff now, homegirl. Come on now.
Civilians, just casually in a social media post.
Y'all grab y'all pearls. Y'all grab y'all pearls. And y'all just sit and grab your chest and say, what? Because I said, huh? She wasn't the only person that came out and said some stuff.
Post. You know, like, I am the first to try to understand Trump and his strategy.
Absolutely.
And to not freak out over his weird social media posts and language that is loose and incendiary. Truly, I've lived with it for 10 plus years. I learned it the hard way when I was on the receiving end of it for 9 months. And truly, I think that was a gift to me in many ways because it helped me really come to understand what he does with his social media. But this is completely irresponsible and disgusting. This is wrong. It's wrong.
Oh.
He should not be doing it. I don't care that it's his negotiation tactic is to kill an entire country full of civilians, men, women, and children. An American president so that the Strait of Hormuz will be opened. It's just wrong. It's not hard to say it. It's not hard to recognize it. I wish he would stop doing this. Like, he can't negotiate without doing this. What does that say about him? What does that say about the...
Pause. That's what we've been told, y'all. We said that. You have a man that's almost 80 years old, and it's no shame. I'm not shaming or nothing, but let's be for real. 80 years old, still relying on untamed emotions. Let me tell you something. When he that old and you meet a person that old that's still doing what they were doing, they're never going to change. Yes, girl. Girl, they want to jump ship. They need to stay. Exactly. They need to stay on it. Enjoy it. They loved it.
The position that our country is in right now in these negotiations. He's got to say this. He can't be a dignified, strong leader without threatening a bunch of war crimes. Like what is he, Genghis Khan? Like what is he trying to do? And why can't he do it with strength, threats? Sure, go for it. That don't diminish and demean the United States of America in this way. All right. The Wall Street Journal.
Well, Megan, he just called you stupid. What do you have to say? He called you stupid. He called y'all dumb. I know Candace Owens going to say something. On top of that, I'm not going to post what he had posted. He experienced exactly, and he loved it. So he did. I'm not going to show y'all what he posted. He was on Truth Social, and he did post a full video of a woman being unalived without any warning or editing. And he said that she was unalived by, I don't know I don't know why the orange man keep coming from Haitians, but he gonna learn about them Haitians. Leave them alone. So Melania makes history as the damn. I'm gonna get all this stuff out the way, and we finna go to the draft. And I got some videos for y'all. That's why we gonna do it last. What is it coming to? Oh, poor Think Thing. I thought she was better than Michelle. Melania makes the history lowest approval rating for a first lady ever, right? She's officially the least popular first lady in modern history, modern American history, with a dismissal of 12 right now in President Trump's second term, compared to the past first lady with some points. And the similar points was Jill Biden, Michelle Obama, Laura Bush, all positive ratings. Hillary Clinton and Nancy Reagan had positive ratings, right? So as you can see, in May 2018, she was up 30 points. January, she had 3 points. She's a negative 12. Okay. As you can see, child, huddy. First lady, that popularity in points, she's a negative 12.
So this is the worst at this point in a presidency as well. Melania Trump breaking records in the way that you don't want to break records. Historically awful she is. The American people really don't care for her. So this is the worst at this point in a presidency.
Have you noticed when she first came, they tried to push her to overthrow what he got going on with the name brand, the label girlies outfits. They're trying to make her be out there. And then when stuff started popping off, she said nothing. She quiet, and now she's saying something because she's low. But girl, ain't nobody buying it. At this point, we do not care. We don't care. Now, Melania is being, let's get into the children food. Well, before we get to that, we're going to get into her being exposed, and then we're going to get into the kids' lunches, and then we're going to jump into the military thing, because I know that's what y'all really came for. We're going to get into that as well. So, former model was deported. Now she's threatening to expose Melania, okay? So, Donald Trump was caught off guard when the First Lady had a surprise hearing on, a surprise conference to denounce the lies connected to Epstein reporters. Well, she may have been responding to threats made by her former model and friend Amanda Nagaro. Last month, Amanda was deported to Brazil after her child's father asked the Trump administration to intervene. Now, y'all remember we were hearing about her is against her anyway, right? Y'all remember we heard about this lady and the husband came and he did that because he wanted to get custody of the child, right? So her ex went to Trump and was like, hey, I want her such and such, Zampalia. And, he was like her former agent or whatever, and he did it. He went ahead and did it. And she called them POs, child. She said, do you know what I think about you after 20 years? We'll take legal action to get you and your PO husband. I have known you for 20 years. You knew I was detained in ICE. You were present in my life every year on my son's birthday. Even send the Secret Service and being the first to congratulate him back in 2016. Something was clearly wrong, but I'm not part of any evil mission involving children. So what did you do? You tried to involve me, but you failed because I have character. I will tear down your corporate system, and it's the last thing I do in my life. I will go all the way. I'm not afraid. Maybe you should be afraid of what I know of who you are and who your husband is. I have nothing to lose in life, and I'll tear down the entire system. Be careful with me, B, until you fall as a little chicken. Child, she said, and she tagged Pam. Yeah, girl, this her friend, child. I say, what? She said, are you already aware of the situation? Do you fully understand the extent of the information I possess regarding you and individuals associated? Baby, she posting pictures of her and her son. This her husband. This the father of her child. Well, the father of her child, y'all. Yes, that is him. Polo. Child, she said, I'ma get you, witch. You helped my ex get my child. She mad about that, child. Then, they found the one to be set to be the long lost daughter of Melania. Okay? So they say Melania got another child. All the secrets are coming out, child. Brianna Canos, Melania's maiden name, was born on October 20th, 1985, when she was 18 years old. She was born 40 minutes away from the town where Melania lived. She grew up around the rich Epstein elites with Polio and Zompoli, the man who brought Melania to the U.S. illegally, child. I don't know. Child, that friend say, girl, you got my man to take my child with me. You took me away from my child and tell your business. Child, I don't know, honey. Now, let's go into this. So, millions of families have been kicked off food stamps, okay? And the information I was hearing that children school lunches are now $3. It used to be free. It is $3, okay? Children will be starving.
Regulations, and in 1 year we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps.
Look at her fired. How you get fired? How you get fired and you standing here clapping like it's a good thing? Girl, Pam, you fired, girl.
Regulations, and in 1 year we have lifted
And look at Rubber Stiff-Skin back there. So they pushed off. They sure have, because people don't have food. As you see, this is 20% to 10%. Arizona has the highest. Florida is coming in behind them with South Carolina. Georgia is still, pushing where they still have food stamps, okay? But yes, the food stamps is low, and even the older people are struggling. Older people have to get a job to make ends meet, and they should be living off their pension, and they can't because it's not enough. Now let's get into the military factor. So I'm gonna say this. Yeah, she's still part of it, but she just fired her and So, I'm hearing they are trying to draft your children. I heard from 2 people, once they hit 18, that's what they're doing. And they're going to do it by December. And it won't be a choice. Let me pull this up real quick. He just passed a law that December, that he is doing this. That you have to set to automatically register for the draft by December. Oh, thank you. You're welcome. I wanted to talk about this because I was hearing people, 2 of my neighbors, talk about it. How one lady I talked to, she said her son got asked while he was in school. She said no. And then another lady said that she got a text from an unknown number, and when they called, they asked her, did she want to be drafted, and she's 18. He's trying to push it to December. So he's trying to have people register and everything by December. Now, from my understanding and my recollection, he done signed this stuff to push these kids out here. Where yours at? No shade. And we'll just be fair, right? Okay, let's get into it. I'm going to play some videos to better describe it. I'm gonna do BBC because they always.
Young American men could be automatically registered for eligibility for the military draft as soon as December, ending decades of self-registration. Why? To save money, according to a government agency. Currently, most men in the U.S. between the ages of 18 and 25 are already required to register for the draft. But this new rule would see men being registered automatically within 30 days of their 18th birthday instead of registering themselves. Proponents of the plan say that this will save the government millions of dollars that are spent every year reminding men to register, and allowing them to use that money towards readiness and mobilization rather than towards education and advertising campaigns, according to Pennsylvania Democratic Representative Chrissy Houlihan. Now, the rule is still being reviewed and must be approved before implementation. However, it has prompted fears of mandatory U.S. conscription in the event of a crisis. A wartime draft has been implemented by the U.S. government 6 times in the country's history, most recently during the Vietnam War. Young American men could be automatically registered for eligibility for the military draft as soon as December, ending decades of self-registration. Why? To save money, according to a government agency. Currently, most men in the U.S. between the ages of 18 and 25 are already required to register for the draft. But this new rule would see men being registered automatically within 30 days of their 18th birthday instead of registering themselves. Proponents of the plan say that this will save the government millions of dollars that are spent every year reminding men to register, and allowing them to use that money towards readiness and mobilization rather than towards
So that's what it is. They're before their 18th birthday, by the time they hit 17, if it get passed, they're going to push your children out there.
Hey, y'all, hey. Automatic registration for U.S. military draft will likely start in December. By the end of the year, young men might be registered for the military and don't even know it. They may not even be aware. Selective services will begin to automatically register males between the ages of 18 to 25. The name will be placed in a database. Before, you had until, I think it was 30 days before or after your 18th birthday to register. However, or face a $250,000 fine. Baby, however.
Yes, thank you, Miss Aretha. Yes. Increase to 42. Absolutely. Absolutely. They increased it to 42. That is wild. That is wild.
In 2026, the Authorization Act, approved by President Donald J. Trump, your name is automatically going into the system. Now, they are trying to reassure us that it will not be a mandatory draft. They just keep the names in the database just in case they need the names, or they need the bodies, rather. The last mandatory draft that we had was in 1973 toward the tail end of the Vietnam War. I wanted to bring this to the forefront of the parents of young men between the ages of 18 and 25.
You welcome.
Just know that y'all son's name will go into the system. They don't have to sign up for the Christian Jubilee. Baby, they put their name on a roll automatically. I want to bring that to the forefront of y'all mind. And y'all see what's going on around us. I'm not trying to alarm anybody, but it is said that the White House says, don't worry about it. We're not going to enact a draft. So y'all get y'all affairs in order for y'all sons. Hey, y'all, hey. Automatic registration.
The way that I'm set up, I have one. I have just one. Do you not? Let me tell you something. Two tickets, please. I'm gonna get the hell up out of here. I would get the hell up out of here. He better get ready to know his family in overseas at this point that he got. Cause that who? What? We're close to it. But that's what's going on. They're pushing them out. My question is, where is yours? And this is crazy. Yeah. Yep. They started it right. Now, I also heard that they're putting in an impeachment again. So, this was filed as of today. I'm gonna let y'all hear about it, but it is crazy. Like I say, I'll move to another country before I do that.
We have some big news right now. Donald Trump is now facing articles of impeachment, even though there is this ceasefire now allegedly in place. One congressman has filed articles of impeachment this evening against the president of the United States and still calls for the 25th Amendment.
Now, and it's not just him. Good afternoon. It's not just him. It's not just him. The person that did it put it on the whole administration.
To be imposed. Congressman John Larson from Connecticut's 1st Congressional District issued a statement saying that he has filed articles of impeachment to remove Donald Trump from office as the president becomes more unhinged and risks the lives, safety, and security of the American people. He is specifically talking about Donald Trump's statement this morning, the war crime statement where he threatened to completely eradicate the Iranian civilization. Now, let's talk about articles of impeachment. They have to pass the House and they have to be convicted in the Senate. Donald Trump's been impeached multiple times and he's never been convicted because you have to get a significant number of Republican support there. You also have to get Republican support here in the House first, and right now you may not get that. But articles of impeachment have been filed. I'll have more updates for you soon. As always, follow along for all the news you need to know about. We have some big news right now. Donald Trump is now facing articles.
When I said, and I say, look at the people, the black people that's rallying around this man and everybody else, they are not trying to protect themselves from others. They're protecting themselves from themselves because they been knew what the hell was going to happen. And that's why I repeatedly ask Nikki fans, anybody of 50, are you sure? They knew this. They knew this. They knew. That's why they rally around him, so they kids won't be putting on mess or they won't be something back. And I said that. If Melania got her best friend something back, allegedly, what made people think he won't send Nikki back? She's a puppet for life. That is her moment for life. It's not going anywhere. So that's my question on that. Because, come on, let's be for real. I knew it. You got to understand what they're beginning to talk about, protected from other people. Girl, please, you want protection not to get the hell on. That's what that is. So just be reminded, she only come out and speak when she's told to, when she's paid to, because of the fact is that she don't want to go home. Now, speaking of all that drama, Chris Brown and Usher has announced a tour after he released his new song. After he released his song last night, called Obvious, and the tour is him and Usher. So we'll see how that goes. Just to give y'all some fun news. But yeah, y'all, that's all I got for now. I'll be back at 12:30. We're going to do Carlos King. I'm going to go ahead and pull up my stuff now. The tea that I do have on Quad and Kirk. And how he calling her a liar and how she was like, child, she a queen. And she never, she say, baby, please, I'm not arguing with you. So we'll be back with that. If you have not already, please, 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 please. Thank you. Subscribe to my second channel if you have not. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. We're not that far off, y'all. I'm not monetized on my main channel, and I will be going live, but I'm not monetized on my main channel until July, which is okay. It's okay. So we good with that. So we're trying to get this channel monetized. We're not, we're working towards that. All right. So I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll be back at 12:30. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, y'all. I'll see y'all like 15 minutes. Bye.